Okay, if you're going smaller, like a 6-inch, it gets a little tricky because it's such a, it's, you know, 8 inches and only 6 inches wide, so it's kind of hard to get a lot of folds that way. That I would cover a different way, but 8-inch and larger, I would cover just like I cover a normal cake. Okay, so we're doing this with chocolate fondant. Okay, so we need this real quick. It's a big piece.
It smells good.
The problem with chocolate fondant is, of course, when you're in lights, it dries out really fast. But we're doing it anyway because it's a fall cake. Okay. All right, so we kind of want to get somewhat of a circle. Now we really need a big circle because it's 8 inches, 8 inches, and 8 inches. So 8 times 3 is 24.
24.
I know.
So are we getting a covering a double barrel cake video right now?
Yes, you are.
Awesome.
You're covering a double barrel. It's just like covering a regular cake, though. You know?
Only with twice as many barrels.
Only with, yeah. This should be just like your normal cake layers. I'm going to hopefully make it, I'm trying to think of how wide this is. I think this is 1/4 inch, so it's going to be smaller than 1/4 inch. It'll probably be 3/8, I'm hoping.
Okay, and the other question is, you said you would cover a 6-inch cake differently.
That's right.
What would you do differently?
How would I do that is you actually wrap the cake. You're going to actually make a long rectangle, and you're going to wrap it around this way, and then another piece on top. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we want to try and get this approximately 24 inches, and it will stretch because it is the other thing I want to tell you is I actually don't use rolled buttercream. Well, you probably could, but I wouldn't use it normally because it's very soft and because it's really going to stretch when it goes over this. I probably wouldn't want to use, candy clay would probably work okay, but again, it stretches. So you might want to roll a little thinner because it's going to stretch as it comes down. So be careful with that. Or if you have like really soft fondant. Some brands of fondant, like Fondant is very soft, so, and it's very stretchy, elasticy. So you probably wouldn't roll it, you'd probably keep it about 1/4 inch, and it'll stretch as it goes over the side.
Smells just as good while it's stretching.
Oh, yeah.
This is really, okay, maybe I'm just hungry. It's really tasty.
It's chocolate. It's chocolate. It's hard not to eat it, too, I'll tell you.
Quick question, dust
Sure.
with cornstarch or is confectioner's sugar better?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you prefer, both work.
Or whatever you have in your cupboard.
Yeah, this is about 3/8 of an inch, according to my little spacer guys. Yeah. So I'm gonna use this. What I want to do before I put it on, I'm gonna pop a couple of these bubbles. There's my pin. So you get these bubbles here, just a pin in off the side here, and rub. And a couple bubbles.
Is that one of those special fondant pins?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. That you find in any drawer?
In any sewing machine or yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's okay, you know, and I'm not, you know me, I don't worry about any imperfections. We're going to be cutting out pieces, so I'll cut out the imperfect pieces and replace it with pretty pieces. So I'm not worried about that. However, I do worry about it drying out because chocolate cracks. So what I am going to do is I am going to coat it with shortening. So this whole thing's going to be coated with shortening to help it not dry out so fast. I could flip it over too. That would be too easy. I'd still have to coat it. Especially in these lights. If you're working under lights like this, yeah, you definitely want to coat it. Put it on my hands and rub it. I'm sure you can probably start seeing the shine on here. Is that showing up? The shine from the shortening? Anyone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And this is going to help it so it doesn't dry out so fast. Okay? And like I said, especially chocolate. And you'll find some of the colors do too, like black, red, purple. Those dry out really fast too. So occasionally I will coat my pieces with shortening. So we are going to, this hopefully is a little sticky. It's not quite as sticky as I had hoped. I could spritz it with water, but I'm just going to put a quick little piece of, where's my big spatula? Oh, here it is. Make sure it's coated. Just a little bit of buttercream. You need it tacky, because if it's not tacky, the fondant's not going to stick to it. So we'll just get a little tacky layer on here, especially around this top. And because I've got shortening on my fondant, I'm not too worried about it. Wish this were on a turntable though. Okay, it'll just a little bit on here. I'm just trying to clean that up. All right. Okay. So we cover it just like we would normally cover our cake. There we go. And you can see my two dowels, they're sticking out just a little bit. That's all right. We're going to put another tier on top so you're not going to see it. And then you're just going to smooth it down. Okay, so just rub it with your hand, pulling it out and rubbing. Pull it out and rub. Okay, and it's just like you cover a regular cake. So don't be afraid of those double barrels, but I did put the dowels after 4 inches. If it were 6 inches, I wouldn't put a dowel, but since it's 8 and it's going to have another tier, put the supports in. And it drives just like a 2-tiered cake. I drove this here for an hour in the car. No problem.
Still smells good.
Yep. See this? You can eat this after
Woo-hoo.
we're done.
That's what I want to hear.
It's just chocolate. It's chocolate cake.
Tasty.
Chocolate cake with chocolate frosting.